who really discovered America. We learned from the last chapter that you really actually had Native Americans living in North, Central, and South America long before the Europeans arrived on their lovely little boats here. Okay, before Christopher Columbus set foot in 1492, you actually had hundreds of thousands of people living. Some actually estimate millions of Native Americans living throughout North and Central and South America. So to say that these people were the ones who discovered America, you would be wrong. Okay, so discovering of America, they didn't. But running into America, when the Europeans arrived, it was sheer accident, nothing other than that. Okay, first group we're going to talk about really quickly are going to be the Vikings. This little helmet right here that you're actually familiar with, this is not something that they would actually wear all the time, but it's gotten written into our folklore, so they often think that is what happened. Okay, so the Vikings are a nomadic group, meaning they travel from place to place. They maybe don't have a home that they go to at all times. They are a seafaring group, meaning that they are often raiding along coastal cities, Great Britain into Russia. If they can get there by boat, they're probably going to raid you. They're going to attack monasteries. This is what they do. Okay, when the weather gets a little bit warmer, they will eventually turn to farming and cultivate the land anymore. And a lot of people who have Viking heritage probably also have Scandinavian heritage because the Vikings did originate and settle heavily in Great Britain, Ireland, Sweden, Norway, Finland, parts of Russia, Denmark, those areas. So if you have some ancestry, from any of those countries, there's a good chance that you actually have some Viking blood in you. Just a little fun fact. So they were actually not looking for this new world. They were just looking to continue on with their way. They wanted to conquer more land, see what riches they had, good stuff like that. The first guy we're going to talk about is Eric the Red. Eric the Red obviously was called Eric the Red not because of this lovely little red shirt here, but because he had red hair. So they get really creative with the names, okay? He's going to be the first guy to discover Greenland. Greenland is actually owned by Denmark today. Now, when he discovers Greenland, it's not because he wants to go on this great voyage. It's just that he had a bit of a temper problem. He killed a man. As is his punishment was he was banished from his village, and so he had to go and find another place to live. And so many people really actually went with him. So it's not like he went on his own sailing in a boat, lonely little guy. Don't feel too sad for Eric the Red. Okay? Then you have a guy named Bjarni Hildolfsson. He's the guy we will credit with seeing the New World, meaning he saw North America, what you would consider Nova Scotia, Newfoundland area today, up in northeastern Canada. He saw the land, but he was just out on a fishing trip. And so his big thing was he just wanted to get home. So when it says he wasn't impressed, he just really could care less. He had the fish he wanted. He wanted to return home to his village, his wife, his kids, and not travel any further. So he's just like, more land, whatever. See ya. The next person we have is Leif Erikson. Leif Erikson is going to be, if you can put it together, he is the son of Eric the Red. And so if he is the son of Eric the Red, and we know that Eric the Red has a bit of a temper, we can understand that Leif Erikson is going to be more of a leader. They also call him Leif the Lucky. You probably have heard about him in mythology or some books that you've read. So he's actually going to be responsible for establishing a small settlement on the coast of Newfoundland. And this is actually closer to the area where Sister Water is going. A little side note there for you. He set up a colony. This colony lasts maybe about 10 years. And there are still ruins there today, so if you're ever in the area, you can go check it out. But he set up a colony. What the colony ended up having to deal with a lot were Native American raids, and they just felt that it was too far away from the lovely Greenland and Iceland and the rest of Europe that they didn't really feel the need to stay there. So they said bye-bye. But here's a little map for you. If we look right here, we can see here is Iceland, all right? Here is Greenland. So what would happen is Eric the Red would go here. He would go to Greenland. All right, this is super awesome. Eric the Red would set up a little camp there. He's like, hi, I'm Eric the Red. Probably should have drawn him in red, but whatever. Drawn him in red. From here, you can see that it actually doesn't seem like it's that far. One of the places that Leif Erikson will go is what they consider Vinland, or aka Vineland, because of the grapes that were found in that area. So once Leif the Lucky Leif Erikson settled here. They settle here for about 10 years. They get tired of being so far away, and they decide to head back. And that would be your first European contact. It is not something that will last for a long time. Not until we get to Christopher Columbus, which you all have probably heard of growing up.